This will work for sound too. Hi, episode 4 of the Fish and Corn Show. We are in the Corn's garden, live.
Not live.
Well, live for whatever this is.
Not live.
Hey, man.
There's plenty of apps where you can live broadcast your shit, but
Dude,
this isn't it.
The sun, Corn's sun.
You don't like the sun?
Well, the sun's causing a weird
Glare?
contrast on the camera. Let's go over here.
See how that works. Just leave it there. Don't worry about the glare. It'll change as soon as the sun moves a little bit anyway.
Okay, so episode 4, and we were talking
on the verses.
the verses. So in summing up the verses episode, we come to the conclusion bodybuilding is like the last.
Well, that was your conclusion. I was going to put crossfitting at the bottom there because it's just
Climbing ropes.
it's parkour without the parkour.
But there's a task. It's kind of like lifting the rocks.
It's kind of like lifting the
It's
rocks.
kind of the one and the same as the Indian weightlifting.
Yeah, but at least the Indian weightlifting thing has this rhythm and kind of structure to it. What do you call it? Crossfitting doesn't seem to have a structure or thing behind it. You know, it's just look how much I can jump up here. Look how many times I can do this.
But I think it's a
repetitive motion.
It's but it's timed. They
yeah,
really, you can go into the whole cadence of it all.
Sure, but I mean, I don't know. I prefer something a little more regimented. You know, give me a box and I'll run around in that box all day long. But I need a box. Without a box, I don't have a focus. You know? And for this to be effective at all, you need to have focus on it.
We had in the last episode with the corn, if the bodybuilding thing, we've talked about it in this past. Do you see yourself having one last blast of fitness
Doing that thing again?
in your lifetime? In your lifetime, do you think you'll ever be Mr. fucking Olympia?
Not Mr. Olympia, no.
Because it's always going to be, I like weightlifting, I like pizza.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Do you think you'll be
Look,
a third stronger than you are now? At least strength-wise, do you think you'll be?
Strength-wise, I do want to get stronger, But that's just moving stuff around on a bar or moving furniture or stuff like that. I mean, I don't pretend to be an athlete of any type, and I don't have the discipline for that kind of thing. I like pizza. I like beer. I like smoking.
Okay, given that diet and this weightlifting thing, how would a corn all muscled up, still liking the pizza, the beer, say, what do you weigh now?
Juice. You'd have to get on the juice.
No juice. Or would you do the juice with the pizza and the... I don't know. I've never heard of that route. It's always been the juice and the proper diet, blah, 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 blah.
Because that goal is usually just to get ripped or cut. It isn't about getting strong.
But in the corn's regimen, this is turning into a regimen thing. Because it seems like you like the bodybuilding part.
I like the regimented part about it. See?
Yeah, that's a part of the bodybuilding. Because you are building a body, and that's what proves that you're doing what's correct of the regimen part.
Thing tends to be something else. I don't know. I mean...
Yeah, but I'm just saying, the pizza, what do you weigh now?
Right now, probably 235, 240.
What would corn be like? All fit as hell on the same diet that you planned, but just working the hell, like, say, what are you at 250? You be looking pretty burly, right? 250, eating the pizza, because muscle weight is more than fat.
Yeah, I mean, you could get...
I've seen one of those fat, strong guys, like, you could just tell they're like...
Meaty, but, I mean, I'm not into the bear scene, okay? I'm not gay.
But man, you can move some shit though. I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I like the idea of being that strong. Just I don't know. As a kid, watching those stupid what do you call it, strongest man competitions and shit, and all these weird Scandinavian and Scottish dudes that could just do these ridiculous things with rocks and shit, and it's like, That looks cool, dude.
And then thus the appeal with the Indian weightlifting.
Right.
There's a place where. Let me ask you. Oh, you know what? Versus yoga.
Yoga, I love.
I don't
yoga.
know. I think I'd like to master yoga all over all
I
of
love
them.
yoga.
I'd rather be more relaxed and
No.
flexible.
It's not about flexibility. It's not about anything else. It's about the headspace you occupy right
I
afterwards.
think that would be the best yogi for me. If I could obtain one of
gotta tell
those at its extreme.
I fell in love with yoga. I used to make fun of it until my wife got me into it, and
The Fishes woman the same way.
I stopped.
Reverse though.
I stopped talking crap about it when I started treating it as a regiment and listening to what your instructor's telling you about controlling your breathing, feeling through the complete motion, pushing through the complete
Okay.
posture, all of that stuff, and then doing this breathing in rhythm to the change in postures. And once you tie all that shit in, you're on this fucking weird
You speak fondly of
breath
this,
thing.
Corn.
You're on this breath thing that you're pushing your pain threshold by hyperventilating essentially. And if you hyperventilate a little bit more, you can push that pain through the pain a little bit better. And then at some point, you kind of just snap into the where that pose is supposed to be, and all of a sudden, all of
Yes,
that
there's epiphanies.
shit that you're working against disappears.
There's
you're just
epiphanies.
breathing, and you're just in
And
that
it feels
moment
good.
in your body, and it feels ethereal. And when you get out of that, it's like, damn, dude, that's better than any drug I've ever done.
Yes, there's a certain runner's high to it.
That's not just a runner's high.
Oh, a yogi high.
It's yeah.
So let me
and
ask you, Corn. You speak fondly of this. Do you think you'd be
high
more
and
ready?
yoga though, not that hot stuff.
No, okay, but yoga over being ultimately fit.
Yoga.
You see yourself in your lifetime that's more obtainable, or the want is there,
The want is there.
and
more.
that fits more in the
I want to
Corn
be able
regimen.
to stand up and sit down with ease in my 90s.
That's what I'm talking about. Why I think that beats them all, because what's twirling a hammer or a dead goat
A dead goat would be
or any of that.
I don't know. It's all kind of fun so long as you're able to do it. Just the minute you're no longer able to do something, then you just kind of get very upset about it, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm happy that I can walk and, run and take a shit.
Well, that's versus for you. Yoga. We didn't even put that in the beginning. It didn't come up, but it just came
up.
It just came like a pro wrestler over the ropes from the back locker room.
John
and
Cena.
score and kills it and grabs the belt, even though he's not in the match.
Did you see that video of John Cena announcing WWE's
In China?
Yeah. Partnership in China, and I mean,
Did you read the backstory about that?
no, I just listened to
backstory
him speak in Chinese, and
is-
it was like, wow, that's pretty good.
There's
His accent's pretty good, man.
The WWE has, for all its wrestlers, access to their company website that has all sorts of language schools on there, online, and he participated in that.
Really?
It was via all the industry.
Huh.
So
Okay.
you learn how to speak Mandarin
On the company dime.
on a company dime. And I guess he did, because I
Good
guess he
for
read.
them.
So, and I hear he's not a dummy.
No, he's not a dumbass.
He went to college, right?
Yes. He's not. None of these guys are. They just they fall into that game. It's. I mean, come on.
Who would you rather hang out with, dude? This is another. We might have to go into a fifth episode actually, and this is another. Who would the Corn rather hang out with? Wrestling phenom, UFC champion Brock Lesnar or Bill Clinton
Brock
versus.
Lesnar,
I actually probably
without a
would.
doubt, dude.
Really, again, Corn.
And it's nothing
Again.
against. It's nothing against Bill Clinton. I kind of like the guy, but
He's
yeah,
been to North Korea.
Brock
He's-
Lesnar, man, and it's simply.
He's no dummy either.
For me, it would be a wrestling geek fanboy moment kind of thing, and he was. And by wrestling geek fanboy, I don't mean WWE. I'm talking his collegiate career.
Oh, it was stellar.
Yeah,
Stellar.
He was the man. Okay, and yeah,
This is the thing about martial arts and stuff. Brock Lesnar is who he is. the corn, I mean the fish, does some martial arts, as you guys know. He just got promoted to purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or is it blue?
Who?
Brock Lesnar, but
Oh, really?
he's one smasher that
That's
you
awesome.
could not
Yeah.
even. He could crush most black belts.
He could crush you.
So that's the thing. Yes.
Without a doubt.
You know, there's a thing in corn. I know you know what it is because I added to my repertoire because BJJ doesn't do this shit. And if you're watching this from any of our martial arts practitioners, the wrestling move that I like where the arts cross is the cow catcher.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, it's like, hey man, I've learned to throttle a guy's like chin because where that goes, you can't turn out. or
Exactly,
something.
and
It's
you
like-
can ride a guy for 3-6
Usually-
minutes like that, and just like, "Ee."
Usually that's not a so-called BJJ move.
Right, yeah.
It's a wrestling move.
Well, the thing is, that's what I noticed. The time that I was into the whole jiu-jitsu thing, I noticed that the things that you learn being a wrestler don't necessarily apply in jiu-jitsu, because in wrestling the whole point is to stay off your back.
But that helps out if when a wrestler becomes a jiu-jitsu person, it's hell on fire because they have this mindset of the smash game going. They have that. They got these techniques that are not so much BJJ, like the cow catcher, these cradles.
Yeah,
They do a lot of
and
cradles.
You can sit in the cradle all day.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, when wrestlers like are lower ranked, they get in that shit. It's like, well, dude, this is not pleasant.
No.
And I just got to sit here until he has to do something because I ain't going to get out because it's a
Exactly.
proper cow
Exactly.
catcher. The cops are going to come and get me if I started a rumble. That's why, believe it or not, and a lot of people believe this, and we're going to come back in episode 12. They're going to go into this whole gun thing now. Watch this. Lively, corn, fish, whatever. Peace out.